I've got your back. How can I serve you, my Thane? Lead on.
Boost!
Let me know if you see anything you like. What do you need, my friend? Ah, so you're an alchemist then. Come back anytime if you need a remedy. You'll find tonics, herbs, poultices, and potions on my shelves.
Hi.
Don't set any spells and incantations for those with the talent to guess them. You know, if you've got... the aptitude, you should join the Mages College in Winterhold. Come to Dragon's... Take a look. Remember, your mind is the best weapon you have.
Heard they're reforming the Dawn Guard. Vampire hunters or something in the old fort near... Then, might consider joining up myself.
my father?
And reshape this land, which...
Captain Gjalland does the business around here. I'm just a ship's mate.
Men, an invader has entered the fort. Fort Frostmoth will never fall. Long live the Empire! Oh, Kadeen! Roll! Men, an invader has entered the fort. Prepare yourselves for an ambush. Frostmoth will never fall. Long live the Empire!
What's the hurry? What's the hurry?
Oh! Oh! Khabib!
Be careful.
Does someone live? Death comes for you now.
I'm right behind you. I am at your command. I am at your command. I am sworn to carry your burdens. You lead, I'll follow. I've got your back. How can I serve you, my Thane? Lead on. Huh?
Looks like we got ourselves. I'll cut you open. Never should have come here.
Does someone live among the dead?
Win this.
The endless comes for us all. Those boots will look mighty fine on me.
I've got your back. How can I serve you, my Thane? You lead, I'll follow.
This should be interesting.
Serve House Redoran or serve no one.
Don't be put off by my husband's mood. He enjoys having visitors. Be careful. I don't know who... So you're interested in my potions and ingredients? Remember, I have plenty of potions and ingredients.
What news do you bring from Fort Frostmoth? I had my suspicions that he was undead. How else could he have survived for over 200 years? It's a shame. There are quite a few tales of General Carius's exploits, including the founding of Raven Rock. Councillor Morvain told me to give this to you if you made it back in one piece. Better than a soldier's pay, so you should be thankful. I'm sorry to bother you, but Second Councillor Rano asked me to come find you. All he wanted me to do is try... Look, this is important. Even... Please, go speak to the Second Councillor as soon as possible.
Hey, watch it!
Thank you for coming. After everything you've already done for Raven Rock, I hate to ask for more. But I can't risk Councillor Morvain being... The Ulan family of House Lalu, a rival great house, has placed a death mark on the Councillor's head. It's a private matter. Let's just say they seek revenge for the execution of one of their own, ordered by Councillor Morvain himself. The problem is I don't have any solid proof that anyone from House Lalu is hidden among us. Only my suspicions. It may be justified, but it certainly isn't appreciated. Councillor Morvain simply feels that I'm being paranoid. I'm afraid that one day I'll awaken and discover him dead. I don't want it to come to that. I do. I've received some information from my sources that there could be... Raven Rock is a small settlement, so it's hard to accomplish anything in secret. If any of them is from House Lalu, I wouldn't be able to make a move without them knowing. I had a feeling you'd be willing to listen to me. I need you to start out by being my eyes. The best place to start would be Geldis Sadri, over at the Retching Nechkor. If he provides you any leads, check them out before bringing them to my attention. I can't afford to make any mistake. Traitors, the lot of them. Their collaboration with the Empire may have given them unrivaled political and economic strength, but their hearts weren't with the Dunmer people. Lalu deserved every bit of hatred they received once the Empire released its grasp on Morrowind. Having past ties to the Empire immediately turned them into the scapegoat for the Dunmer people's suffering. They had welcomed the Empire with open arms and benefited from it. When everything was said and done, they were no longer recognized as a great house and were dismissed from the council. You might think it's all perfume and roses now that the mine's open. But all I see is a new security problem on our hands. Making sure those shipments of ebony make it safely from the mine to the shipping docks is my new order of the day. And with Solstheim crawling with reavers and Azora knows what else, I can't risk any attacks on Raven Rock. I maintain a few contacts in other Dunmer settlements across Tamriel. Most hail from House Redoran, but there are a few from other houses. Most of my contacts live leagues away from Solstheim. Sending the occasional message back and forth is all we can manage, and sometimes takes months or more to arrive. However, any information we can glean, and during the Oblivion Crisis, gates to the Plane of Oblivion opened all over Morrowind. The Empire pulled most of its forces out of Morrowind to deal with the gates in their own homeland, leaving us virtually defenseless. We had no standing army at the time. House Redoran took charge and was slowly able to build an army. When the Argonians invaded years later, House Redoran's army... It would be fair to say that House Redoran literally saved the Dunmer people from destruction.
Adro, a word.
Fairness, I'm quite busy at the moment.
Why hasn't
I don't know what you did in those
posted
mines,
at my
but
shop,
put a
like
smile
I've
on
requested?
Creed's face.
You and I both know we can't spare anyone right now. I don't care if you still have friends at the East Empire Company.
It's busier now that things are starting to look up. I guess I might stay a bit longer.
Meaningless here. That's it.
My lord, If you're looking to buy, then I'm looking... Things are... All I'm wondering is how long it'll... Take a look. The East Empire pendants are scattered all over.
I was clear when I loaded
Obey our law.
my first harvest.
The consequences.
Working on those standing stones feels like a bad dream. I'm glad you woke us.
Tell the best swordsman in all Morrowind is at your service. For the right price. I've got... It looks like you already have someone with you. If you want me to join, you'll have to part ways with them first. Mafalak Loku.
Welcome to the Retching Netch Corner Club, home of the finest Sue Jammer that will ever grace your lips. Come on, how about a drink for the hero who cleared Fort Frost? Nothing specific, but I'm hearing rumblings of assassins living amongst us. I think they intend to target Councillor de Morvain, but I can't be certain. There's actually a funny story behind the name, friend. A few years ago, I was walking down by the docks, and I noticed a Dunmer staggering along with a bottle of Sujamma in hand. He was one of my patrons, and liked to drink heavily, so I wasn't exactly surprised. Ah, but you see, this particular Dunmer was as naked as the day he was born, and singing badly at the top of his lungs. As I'm watching this spectacle, a netch floats over the bulwark towards him. The man looks straight up at the netch, yells, "Have a drink!" and tosses the bottle. And it never hit the ground. Well, the bottle broke on the netch, and it must have swallowed its contents because it started floating sort of tilted. Finally, it stopped and began to quiver. A few moments later, the foulest liquid to ever assail your nostrils spewed from its maw. I've seen plenty of drunks in me day, and I'll tell you right now, that netch was sick. True story, friend. True story. How do you think? It's a blessing. I've got regular paying customers again. Thirsty workers at the end of the day, and more coin than I can count. Well, well, Adril's got himself a spy, does he? Azura knows he needs all the help he can get. He's been chasing the Ulins for years now. No, I just think he's going about this the wrong way. Actually, I do. If you want to catch those slippery slaughterfish, you need to let them come to you. There's an Ulin ancestral tomb near the temple. Someone's been leaving ash yam offerings on the altar inside. If you were to wait inside for whomever that is, I'm betting they'll have some of the answers you're looking for. What makes you think I haven't? Anytime Adril and the Redoran Guard made a move, the Ulins must have been one step ahead and didn't show up. You can thank me if it works. Until then, I'd head to the tomb and wait until your visitor shows up. The finest Sujamma to cross your lips, friend. My own personal formula that I call Sadri's Sujamma. In fact, I've just added some new ingredients to the mixture that I think makes it taste better. All I need to do is get the word out that it's ready, and they'll flock here for... I was kinda hoping you'd say that. Here, take these samples of the Sujamma and spread the word. If you get rid of all of them, there's something extra in it for you. Welcome to the The mine's open. When a Dunmer is laid to rest, the body is burned and returned to the ashen soil. Since the ash yam is born of the very same soil, it represents rebirth and renewal, the fact that life ends and begins anew. Back in 95, Vila Ulin came to Raven Rock with a plan to take over our town. The Fetcher thought he could stir up the locals and use them against the Redoran Guard, and then murder Councillor Morvain when we weren't looking. He arrived alone, but spread enough coin around to start changing people's mind. Half the bloody town joined his side. Can you believe that? He underestimated the Redoran Guard. They were organized and brought a swift end to the coup. Vila tried to run, but he was caught by Captain Veleth himself. Vila Ulin was executed a short time later, and his remains placed in the Ulin ancestral tomb. How do you... I've got regular paying customers again. Thirsty workers, take a look. Watch yourself out there. Looks like an ash storm might be brewing.
Glover Mallory's the name. If you're looking for a smith, you found one of the best. Perfect. I was just thinking about heading over for a drink. Thanks for saving me the trip. I've always had a steady stream of work thanks to the Redoran Guard, so it hasn't affected me much. However, I've seen the smile on people's faces, and there's hope around here once again. Something we've been lacking for a long time. Blades, helmets, pretty much anything to suit your needs. Bring your weapons and armor to me. I'll fix it up right.
If you're looking for passage to Vardenfell, you're out of luck. No ships are heading that way.
This is House Redoran territory. You do well to remember that. I trust you're not planning any trouble. What can I do for you, friend?
You've brought Raven Rock back from the brink, traveler. I don't know how to thank you. You look able to venture outside of town. Perhaps you could help me recover something precious that was lost? Adral Arano, second counselor of Raven Rock. How I hate that title. Damn fool's going to get himself killed over it someday.
No, Counselor. He's spoken to everyone in town twice.
He's in grave danger, and yet he continues to place himself in harm's way. When I fall asleep at night, all I can do is hope he'll still be there when I awake. This island was never meant for us. I assure you, if I could convince Adral to do that, I'd be on the next ship back to Blacklight. Unfortunately, Adral and Councillor Morvain are very close friends, and they will never abandon one another, despite my feelings. I'm the wife of a second counselor, and certain things are expected of me. The most important thing is that I stand by Adral no matter how I feel, and I intend to... Adral and I lived in Blacklight, the capital city of Morrowind. House Redoran has improved Blacklight substantially over the last 1,000 years. Its grandeur rivals that of Mournhold itself. The root spire where the Council of Great Houses meet is something to behold. I haven't seen the city in over 50 years. Even for a Dunmer, that seems like an eternity. Regardless, I hope to return there someday, which doesn't seem likely given my husband's commitment to Councillor Morvain. Oh, how kind. Thank Gelders for me, won't you? A few months ago, I had sent an important folio to the first edition bookshop in the Imperial City to be rebound. They sent it back to me recently, but it never arrived. Yes, the strident squall. The damn thing sunk right off the coast of Solstheim. Can you imagine? One of the sailors survived. Poor thing crawled all the way to Raven Rock on his hands and knees. Before he died, he told the Redoran Guard about the wreck and warned us that it was going to be crawling with reavers. Thank you. You have no idea how much it hurts losing such a precious heirloom. You've brought Raven Rock back from the brink, traveler. I don't know how to thank
If there's anything at all... What? Oh, no, thank you. I need to keep my head clear.
Trevor, your contributions have earned you citizenship here, friend. I'll always consider you one of us. You've never heard of House Redoran? We're the mightiest of the great houses, and we lead the Council, the ruling body of Morrowind. This isn't Skyrim, Outlander. A group of powerful and influential Dunmer families have been ruling Morrowind for millennia. They embody a council made up of 5 great houses: Telvanni, Dres, Indoril, Sadras, and Redoran. Well, of course, with 4 other houses on the council, someone has to keep the rabble organized. Our house leads the council by virtue of our preeminence in battle, wisdom, and ancestral glory. Yes, I imagine it would to someone not of our people. If you're interested in pursuing the subject, help yourself to any of the historical volumes in my library. Solstheim is theoretically under my rule, but without revenue from the mine, I lack the resources to actually govern anything but Raven Rock itself. Not that there's much beyond the confines of our town anyway. Well, there's a small enclave of Nords to the north in Skarl Village. They pretty much keep to themselves, and we both like it that way. Then there's Tel Mithrin to the east. The Telvanni live out there. Sort of a strange lot. But since we're both from Morrowind, we get along. Other than that, Solstheim is crawling with bandits and reeklings. But that's to be expected living in a frontier like this. With the mines open, Raven Rock has become a significant colony of the Dunmer people. I've been able to convince my superiors at House Redoran to send me the resources that they've been denying, now that we're deemed more important. Soon, we'll have a steady supply of work. Good old Geldis is always managing to keep our spirits up, and our eyesight hazy. Thank you. My doors are open if you wish to discuss matters involving Raven Rock.
Glover Mallory is a wonder with the old hammer and anvil. He mended me armor like an old pro. What?
The entire island isn't covered in ash, you know. They have huge ice fields up north, and it's freezing up there.
For all I know, I might be the last Imperial left on Solstheim. I've been made the foreman of the mine, thanks to everything you did down there. It's good to get the old nose working again. I missed sniffing out the ebony deposits and getting my hands dirty. Best of all, Aphia isn't so cross when I go down there anymore. Of course. In fact, Councillor Morvain has given you the full run of the place. Help yourself to whatever you like. We're all in agreement that you're entitled to as much as you can carry. He's begging for patrons again, eh? Well, I suppose I could have just a bit.
With the Ashspawn threat taken care of, I can give my men the rest they deserve. Well done, friend. Ah, this is bone mold armor. Quite impressive, wouldn't you say? It's fashioned from actual bone that's been reinforced with a resin-like material. It might appear brittle, but I'd wager it could stop the blow of a weapon. It can be. Even the most experienced warriors can fall prey to petty distractions. They usually didn't amount to much, but they make my job. Some of my own men have become quite accustomed to a spirit they called Emberbrand Wine. Despise the stuff myself. It's powerful. If I knew where they were stashing the bottles, I'd put an end to it myself. That would be helpful. I just don't have time. They're too smart to have left it in the bulwark. I'd search one of the abandoned houses on the outskirts of town.
Just remember who's in charge around